Andrew, if you could put up the graphic of where these majors will be taking place this year, and let's think of it, because that was what the context of the first touching on it was. Rory McIlroy relative to the same. Okay, he is now the Masters champion. That is set in stone. That is a forever, the achievement of the career Grand Slam, etc. The PGA Championship coming up the 15th to the 18th of May is being hosted this year at Quail Hollow. Rory has won at Quail Hollow 4 times. Clearly, it's a golf course that his sight lines off the tee, he's very comfortable with, and more. So his prospects at the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow, I'd say very, very good. The U.S. Open is at Oakmont. What do you hear about the U.S. Open at Oakmont? All the way through it, we're talking about what I like to refer to as a stat called total driving, which is about accuracy off the tee and distance. Everybody's going to miss fairways. Sooner or later, everybody's going to have to hack it out of the rough and try to get some club on it. It does help that you can get steep on your club. It does help that you have the strength to do it. But in terms of total driving with where Rory McIlroy is right now, notwithstanding some difficulties that he had off the tee in the final round yesterday, but if you look at Rory's stats for the week with his driving, if you look at his stats for the year, yeah, definitely it's extremely strong. And Rory talked about the nerves that he had at the Masters. Will he have the same weight going into the U.S. Open? I highly doubt it. He will have the same weight if he wins the PGA Championship. There's no doubt about that. And then the final major of 2025 is at Royal Portrush. Royal Portrush in Northern Ireland is just down the road from where Rory McIlroy is from. Now, the last time that we had a major there in 2019, you remember he had the disastrous start. He had the absolute heroic second round where he very nearly made the cut despite the troubles that he had in round one. I was assigned to him to broadcast both rounds, day one and day two, and I've never had a feeling on a golf course like I had on that Friday when he was just trying to make the cut. You remember after he finished, Rory was weeping, and he admitted that he realized that when he plays golf, how he plays golf, where he plays golf, it's not just about him. He's carrying a lot of people with us. And I would liken that to if you were, a great performer, a rock performer, and I've always said this, if you go to see Paul McCartney or Frank Sinatra back in the day, that song that you're about to sing isn't just about you. It's not just about you singing the song or feeling like, oh, I've sung this song for 50 years or 60 years. I don't feel like singing it anymore. That song, that memory, that emotion belongs to the people that you're performing it for in as much as it belongs to you. And I think when an entertainer loses that, they're losing sight of humility, and they're losing sight of a perspective. And that's what I think Rory was reacting to after that 2019 failing to make the cut. His father had whispered to, that's first 2 rounds, I was signed with Gordon Brand Jr., rest his soul. And he had talked to Rory's dad, and Rory's dad said, yeah, the emotion was just too much. So here we are now in 2025. This is a different Rory McIlroy, not only in age, but in experience and all that goes into it. You heard Rory talking about one of his failings in scenarios like this is that he tries to start too fast. These are his words. I'm paraphrasing it, but it's his words. And think about that relative to mindset coming into the Open, being back on the island again at Royal Portrush. And consider the fact, and a lot of people don't realize this, Rory had the course record at Royal Portrush with his 61 from when he was a kid. I think he was 16 when he did it. So he definitely can play the place. He loves the place. It was a special place for him to go when he was young, very special and very rare and elite. So think about that in terms of what lies before Rory McIlroy. And think about that in terms of Dom's question, where we just saw Rory complete a career Grand Slam. Is it out of the question that Rory could be the first to achieve the professional Grand Slam in a given year? Now, Tiger did it over the course of 2 seasons, which they call the Tiger Slam, which I think, again, is underrated and I don't think he gets the credit that he deserves for having all four major championship trophies on his mantle at the same time. I really don't care if it came across one season to another, if it bridged from one to another. But nonetheless, Rory McIlroy does have a chance to do it in the calendar season. Could he do it? That's another question entirely. That would be a very interesting, Dom, question of the day down the road if you think it's possible. But that's the way that this table is being set for Rory McIlroy, and it is absolutely remarkable.
I can only foresee that this unfolding the way it did for Rory in two ways. I don't think there's a middle ground. I think either this is going to open the floodgates. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to win the Slam this year, but it means that in the next 5 years, he's going to win more major championships. He's going to probably get past Phil Mickelson, who has 45 tour wins, and he's just going to light it up. Or he's going to go the way of the Darren Clarke. Like, oh my God, I did it. I did what I'm on this earth to do. I'm done. And he's going to sort of check out and just, I don't think that doesn't feel like Rory to me, but I think those are the two options. I don't think there's a middle ground. I don't think it's going to be another 10 years before he does something. I think this is the floodgates. And I'd love to know what Curtis and Billy think about that.
Yeah, I mean, for Rory to win, to surpass Phil, obviously he has to win at least one more major, but he has to also win in totals 16 more times. That is pretty remarkable, and it causes us to sit back and reflect.
He's only 35, and he's probably in better shape now than when he was 28. Would you agree?
No, I wouldn't agree with that, but I would say he's in great shape. There's no doubt, but I think it causes us to pause, is what I was saying, and realize just how remarkable Phil Mickelson's career was. In relative to potential for Rory, it supports that claim because Phil didn't start winning his major championships until he was in his 30s, because Phil was trying to impose his style of play upon the golf course until he finally realized, no, major championships require discipline and they require patience to win. So, but again, what Phil's did and who Phil is, I know there's detractors to Phil Mickelson. There's those that praise Phil Mickelson. So that he's a lightning rod on one side or the other. But when you take away all of that emotion one way or the other, what he accomplished is remarkable and absolutely incredible. So Rory would have still a steep hill to climb to get to what Phil Mickelson accomplished. Is he capable of it? Yes. I just went through that. He's actually capable, I think, of winning all four majors this year. That's how remarkable it is.